The Bilt Mastercard has been getting a lot of popularity and hype recently since it's proving to be one of the top no annual fee cards with the special feature that allows you to earn thousands of points a year from your rent payments without the added fees, which is something you see no other card provider offering, along with some other pretty cool rewards and benefits. And while this card may not be for everyone, I'm going to go through what really makes this card stand out, along with some drawbacks that you should consider. So to get it started, when it comes to sign-up bonuses, that's always a great way to get a lot of points in a short amount of time on your credit cards. But for the Bilt card, sadly there isn't an offer for a sign-up bonus at this time. But there was some talk about a bonus offer that was going around, and it very much so was targeted. But this isn't something that everyone is getting. But basically, once you receive the physical card in the mail, then in some cases, you might get an email from Bilt for a spending bonus. And taking a look at the offer terms, you can see that you'd get 5x points on all eligible purchases with a maximum of 50,000 bonus points during the first 5 days of receiving the email promotion. This is a pretty cool bonus that may still be around, but I'm not 100% sure if it phased out already. So I really wouldn't plan purchases or apply for this card with the sole expectation of possibly trying to get this bonus. But who knows, in the future, there may be similar bonuses like this that pop up again. When it comes to the earnings of this card, you'll earn 3 points per dollar you spend on dining, 2 points per dollar for spend on travel, and 1 point per dollar spent on anything else, and then 1 point per dollar spent on rent. So that's 1 point per dollar on your rent payments with no transaction fees, up to 100,000 points earned per calendar year from rent. Which leads us to the first benefit of earning points on your rent. The fact that you can earn points on rent is what really makes the Bilt card stick out. And it's a huge opportunity for many people to earn points on one of their highest expenses. And it makes sense when you think about it. For example, you have 34% of US households being renters, and you also have a large amount of Americans that are now spending at least 30% of their income on rent. The way I look at it is, if you have to live somewhere and you have to pay for rent, why not also get the added bonus of earning points from it on a monthly basis? But now that we know that we can get points from our rent, how exactly does it all work? Well, if you're like me and you pay your rent through a portal, that fee of 3 to 4% for cards can be totally avoided with Bilt. And the process is set up a little differently than you'd expect. So rather than just adding your Bilt credit card as a credit card and making your payment, you would add a bank account, and then Bilt provides you with the Bilt rent account that's linked to your card. So you'd add the routing and account number and other information like you normally would for any other regular account, and then submit your payments and earn your points. And in the case that you don't have a portal and your landlord only accepts checks, Bilt still has you covered. They'll send the check in the mail to your landlord on your behalf, free of charge. All you would need to do is provide who to make out the check to and the address. Now, it's extremely important to know that Bilt has a 5 minimum transaction requirement in order to earn points for that month. So you must use your card at least 5 times each statement period in order to earn the points from that period. Now, rent does count towards one of the 5 transactions, and if you don't reach the 5 transactions, then you earn a flat 250 points. So really be aware of that to make sure that you don't lose out the points from your rent and other expenses each month. On the topic of points, let's talk about Bilt points and travel. When it comes to the Bilt card, you have a variety of ways to redeem your points, and we're gonna go into the least valuable ways up to the most valuable ways. So first up is if you wanted to use your points for a portion or all of your rent, that would be worth 0.55 cents per point. The next way is if you chose to use your point for a purchase on Amazon. In this case, the points value would be worth 0.7 cents a point. Then at 1 cent per point, you can redeem points when shopping with the Bilt collection, which is a collection of art, apparel, and home decor that's inspired by a different artist every quarter. Also, for 1 cent per point, you can redeem for fitness classes at fitness studios that are partnered with Bilt, such as Soul Cycle, which is indoor cycling, Solid Core for a redefined Pilates, and Y7 for hot yoga. Moving on up, when you use points to book travel through Bilt's travel portal, you'll get a boosted rate of 1.25 cents per point. So in the case that you had 10,000 Bilt points, that would get you $125 in travel purchases. And if you wanted to use your points towards a portion of a future down payment on a house, you'd have a redemption value of 1.5 cents per point. Now, while you do have Bilt Travel, there is the potential of getting even higher redemption values when it comes to traveling by transferring your points out to airlines and hotels. And Bilt has some of the best transfer partners in the game, and that includes Air France, American Airlines, Emirates, United, and hotels like IHG, Hyatt, and many others, as you can see. For example, Hyatt is a popular used partner due to their great value for award points, and it's very possible to get from 2 to 4 cents per point in value, with some stays as low as a few thousand points depending on location and timing. Or when it comes to flights, you can fly business class by using around 70,000 Bilt points to go to the Middle East via Qatar Q Suites, or to Europe on business class by flying with Air France. There are so many different ways you can go about pulling out the most out of your points, but there will be a little homework and learning involved in order to get there. And if that may seem like a lot of effort from your side, Bilt is partnered with Point.me, which is an award travel tool that helps you with redeeming your points. So you can search for flights that you want and it'll tell you how many points you need for the airline or hotel. While this is a pretty cool tool, just know that you have very limited free features, as they have a few different paid options depending on the services, if it's daily or monthly. Another big plus to the Bilt card and a way to get even bigger boost to your rewards is with Rent Day. On the first of every month, Bilt has what they call Rent Day, and on this day, you can double your points earnings and earn up to 10,000 bonus points. So instead of the 3x on dining, you'll get 6x. Instead of the 2x for travel, it will be 4x. And rather than the 1x on everything else, it'll be 2x. The one exception is rent, so that would still be 1x. But this isn't all that you get on rent days. They have some pretty awesome offers that can change up every month. For example, for the month of November, you could have gotten up to 150% bonus if you transfer your points to Emirates Skywards, meaning 1 point transferred earns you 1.5 points. So if you transferred 1,000 points, that would be 2,500 Skywards miles, which is a pretty solid offer when you think about it. There were also some other ones in the past, like a 100% bonus when transferring to Air France KLM Flying Blue program. So you were able to double your points back in May. In August, and up to 150% bonus for transferring points to Virgin Red, which is similar to the most recent Emirates Skywards that I had mentioned. And for some offers that aren't travel specific, they also recently had a 5x multiplier on sports tickets and game day experiences, which gave you the opportunity to redeem points for NFL tickets, including suites. At this time, there were 3 select football games in different states that you could participate in. To add on to that, there are also other small giveaways, such as being able to win free rent for a month, point trivias to participate in, where you can win up to 250 Bilt points, and even book complimentary bikes at SoulCycle on rent days. Every month, you have something new and different, and as you can see, they offer so many more additional ways for you to redeem and earn points than the traditional methods. Another thing worth knowing is when it comes to rent days, depending on the bonus for that month, your Bilt status tiers would determine the level of bonus that you can receive. For example, for the Emirates Skywards bonus, each tier has a bonus that ranges from 75 to 150%. And from these 4 levels, you start from blue and then it goes up to platinum. And the more Bilt points that you earn over time, the more you'll gradually move up in tier levels. This next benefit is a real game changer when it comes to paying your rent, and it's called Bilt Protect. Now, the one risk when it comes to paying your rent with your credit is that since this is typically a big expense, this could increase your chances of having a higher credit utilization, which is something that you should try to keep below 30%. And credit utilization makes up 30% of your total credit score, so it plays a huge role in determining your overall score. But Bilt created a way around this with Bilt Protect, which allows you to pay your rent payment without using your credit limit. How this works is by using Bilt Protect, you're connecting your checking account to Bilt, and when you go to pay your rent, then Bilt will pull the money from your checking account to apply it towards your rent payment. And the cool thing is you'll still earn your 1 point per dollar spent for rent and have the added benefit of not needing to use your credit limit, risking having higher utilization, and it prevents you from taking on any additional debt. You just need to be sure that when you're in the Bilt app that you have this feature enabled. If not, then it'll work like any normal charge to your credit card. And if you want to learn more about the details of how credit utilization works and all the important factors that make up your credit score, I have a video that you can check out after this that I'll link in the description below. Now that we've gone over some of the top features of the Bilt card, there are some smaller but great benefits to also be aware of. One is that Bilt gives you up to $800 in cell phone protection coverage due to damage or theft per claim, which is up to a max of 2 claims per 12-month period. And to be eligible for the coverage, you just need to be paying your phone bill with your Bilt Mastercard. Next, you have some more travel-focused benefits, like when it comes to rental cars. You get the benefit of primary rental car insurance, which oftentimes other car providers only provide secondary coverage. You also have trip delay reimbursement, when your trip is delayed more than 6 hours for eligible reasons covered, and that's up to $200 per day per covered traveler, and up to a max of $1,800 in total, as well as trip cancellation and interruption protection, which coverage starts from the day the trip was purchased all the way up when the trip ends on its departure date, with $5,000 maximum coverage per trip for each traveler for a covered reason when you book with your Bilt card. And another plus for travel is that it has no foreign transaction fees. All in all, the Bilt card offers some premium benefits while managing to be a no annual fee card. After all that, this leads us to the question of, is the Bilt card worth it? I think a big factor in benefiting from this card really comes down to whether you're a renter or not. Earlier I had mentioned that 34% of households are renters, so that's 66% of households that don't pay rent and are unable to get the main points benefit that this card has to offer. And while you can't get points on mortgage payments or commercial rent at this time, on their site they do mention that this is something they may consider in the future. So who knows what could happen later on. I also think that if you live in a very low cost of living area, so your rent is fairly low and you don't spend much, you could shift towards another card that would allow you to at least benefit from getting a larger amount of points due to having a sign-up bonus and having other points features, which could cover groceries or other spend areas that you may have. The other consideration I'd say is if you're considering applying for Chase cards and cutting close to the 524 rule, then it may be more favorable to take advantage of getting those cards first. Same as for cards that may be more sensitive to any recent inquiries, like Capital One, for example. Aside from that, I'd say if you're the average renter where rent makes up a considerable portion of your income, this is a great opportunity to take advantage of one of your biggest expenses, even if this card is solely used just to pay your rent. For a card that also comes with premium travel and dining rewards, great transfer partners, and a boatload of other small and unique features, all packaged into a no annual fee card, it's pretty amazing. If you are a renter and this card makes sense for your lifestyle and spending, I'd say it's definitely a great addition to having your wallet. And if there are some other credit cards that you may be looking into, I have a video going through some of the best credit cards to have in your wallet right here. Let me know in the comments below what you think about the Bilt card. And with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Also be sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe to help support the channel. Thanks again, and I'll be seeing you.